What is up, guys? It is CheddaBean. It is currently 2 a.m. and I didn't feel like going to bed tonight, so I thought I'd make a special video for you guys. In particular, one of my good friends, as well as devout subscribers to the channel, who we will refer to as the Tax Doctor, voiced his opinions to me personally about my Titanfall 2 tier list, which should be in the top right corner if you haven't seen it. I told him that Monarch is way too broken and way too lame, and he disagreed with me. So, in his stead, I decided to play a game of Monarch to prove him wrong. I ended up getting an impressive 8 Titan kills, as well as 17 pilot kills, which isn't as impressive, but in my standards is relatively high because I'm not very good at the game. Secret. So, what I was thinking I could do for you guys is walk you through what was going through my mind, as well as what I think about certain things in the game. I thought that giving my perspective would be good for the newer people to the game who aren't very used to, or they don't really know how the game works. So I thought I'd show you how a typical game of attrition works. Alright, and let's get right into the video, let's get right into the gameplay. So, you start the game. Actually, you know what? I'll go back just a little bit, just so that you guys know this is what I'm running in this game. R101, good gun, just your typical assault rifle, frag grenades, all the other stuff you can just kind of figure out. Alright, so right here, start the game by jumping out of the dropship. The other team, if I can pause, is on the other side of the building. And so what I'm trying to do is I want to get over there as fast as possible. And so to do that, I'm going to use my grappling hook and do a technique called grapple slingshotting, which basically, a simple way of putting it, you swing across the map like Spider-Man, and you get a lot of speed. And then right here, you'll see me do this a lot. This is called slide hopping, where you hold crouch and jump right as you hit the ground, and this helps me maintain my momentum. And on the left, you can see that sort of opening. That's where the other team is going to be coming from, and rather than running headfirst into 5 Spitfire campers, I decided I would go around via this building and try and get a flank. Oh, sorry. And so far, it's ended up working pretty well. I've got my finger on the trigger just in case someone comes up from that area. And I ended up getting about one of the freest kills I've ever gotten because my flank worked really well. So just for people who play the game, try getting flanks on the enemy. Something that I've been working on. It's good to work on. And then for people who are new to the game, that's how you use movement to get kills. Right here, just wanted to talk a little bit about aiming in the game. I'll touch on this a little bit more later, but typically in a close range interaction, I prefer to hip fire because the hip fire accuracy in this game is typically really good. R101, not known for having the best hip fire accuracy, but I actually find it to be really freaking good. So close range, I like to use hip fire, but then if they're further out and I'm on the ground and not moving, then I prefer to aim down the sights. Like, so right there, started aiming down the sights, realized that wasn't going to work out for me, so then I finished it off with a hip fire. And then right here, I've talked about it in my tier list, R97 shreds people. That's why I died so fast. But you know what? I shouldn't have walked right into his line of sight. Alright, this is just a dumb interaction right here. I got stuck. You can see the pilot's head poking out of that crevice right there. I got stuck in a gravity star, which is basically a thing that pulls you in. And so I thought with my big intellectual brain that throwing a frag grenade at the guy would be the best course of survival. So right here, I died from him shooting me, but my frag grenade got sucked in by the gravity star, so I would have been double dead if he decided not to even shoot at me, because that grenade would have blown me up. I just thought that was kind of silly. Might as well throw it in there. Right here, great example of tunnel vision. I get caught by it a lot. I was literally, I saw that pilot. You can kind of see his blur right to the right of that hook looking thing right there. Another pilot was flying right under me, and I just completely ignored him and proceeded to follow this guy. Even my teammate follows this guy. And then what he ends up doing is he uses something called holopilot, which is a way to clone yourself. And he also leads me right into the enemy team. So as you can see, there is the holopilot user on the left, the Peroni guy. And then to his right, there's a guy using cloak who I just completely ignored for some reason during this whole interaction. And then in the middle is a guy using phase shift, I believe. And this is the guy I ended up killing, but the easier play would have been to go for the cloak guy because he was closer, but I just did not realize he was there. Yeah, see, he had already, after I, see, he's already in the process of running away on the right after I got that headshot kill. Clean stuff. Up, and then I got shot by a Spitfire camper. Oh, you know, it happens. Oh, this is funny. First of all, Long Duck Donged. Funny name. But I came out of this crevice. I was just trying to get back into the action. Did not realize that one of my teammates died right there. But I did hear the jump jets behind me. So then when I turned around, I saw him right there. I don't know what this kid was trying to do, but I got one of the freest kills of this game. And then this kid right here is trying to snipe with the double take. Not gonna work. And now let's talk to you about a little something called phase shift. The most dumb ability in this game. It's a get out of jail. Basically, it's a get out of jail free card where you can, I guess you could say, like, you basically time travel back in time or whatever, or like go into an alternate reality or whatever. It's hard to explain, but basically I can't hit him when he phase shifts and he can't hit me, which means that if he sees me and gets scared, he can press the panic button and then I can't do anything to him. However, I hadn't even started firing at this guy yet. He pressed the panic button before I even started firing at him, which is kind of funny. But you can track where he's going with that blue cloud. And then I was able to track him down and get the hip fire headshot. Pretty clean stuff. And then that guy tried to chase me down. All three of those guys tried to chase me down, and they did not like what happened. But then, in typical CheddaBean fashion, right after I do something cool, I kill myself doing something stupid. And I jumped right into that guy's fire star because I was scared. I was low and I was scared, and I was trying to get out of there. I thought that was kind of funny. And here we go. Now the fun part begins. So, before we jump into the Titan gameplay, I'm just going to talk a little bit about Monarch for those of you that aren't too familiar with this game. Basically, how she works is, I'm just going to go through everything on the bottom, like my HUD, so that you understand what's going on. So we're going to talk about that big round meter. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, but that's the most important part. The blue kind of thing with the L1 at the bottom, that's my energy siphon, one of my abilities. And what I can do with it is, if I hit something with it, I absorb the energy, I guess you can say, and it adds to my shield, which is right above my health bar. Since I just entered my Titan with a battery, my shield is full right now, but you'll see me use it to get some shield. And then the little rocket looking thing with the R1 right under it. Those are my rockets. They're like missiles. They don't lock on or anything. They don't travel very quickly, but if you're in close and you hit them, you can do some good damage with them, which is nice. And then that ability in the middle is the rearm ability, and what it does is it refreshes the cooldown on my energy siphon, my rockets, and my dashes. So those blue bars in the middle, those are my dashes or speed boosts. Typically with Monarch you get one, but I have a customization on her where I can use two, and I prefer to do that because with Monarch, to effectively play her, and this is why I don't like her, by the way, to effectively play her, you want to zap the enemy with the energy siphon so you can get some shields up, and then pepper them with your primary weapon, which is really good, basically like an assault rifle but for Titans, and then you just kind of run away. And those dashes are used to run away, but also I use them to run in, and I'll explain more about that a little bit later. And then finally the core in the bottom left. How Monarchs works, it's like your, I guess you can say, for those of you that don't play Titanfall, it's kind of like a super move, or I guess, or it's like your ultra ability. I don't know how to phrase it, but how Monarchs works is she gets to upgrade each time she gets her core, and so the goal is to fill up your core as fast as possible when playing Monarch. And my first upgrade that I chose is Missile Racks, which lets me shoot 12 rockets instead of 6 for some extra burst damage. The second upgrade I chose is the Energy Field, which lets my Energy Siphon take up an area of effect, which means I can zap multiple things at once. And then the third upgrade I have, the third and final upgrade, is the XO16 Accelerator, and what that does is it makes my primary weapon's fire rate ramp up over time. And it also increases damage, and you'll see how crazy that thing is later this game. Alright, and let's get into it. So right now, the goal, I want to find a Titan as quick as I can, because those are the best source for filling up my core, but I'm not too, I wouldn't be upset if I had to pick on some pilots to fill up my core. But I just found that Titan right there, and using my Monarch guerrilla warfare run like a bitch strategy, I hit him with my energy siphon, shot him a little bit, and then got the hell out. And then those missiles, as you can see, are a one-shot to pilots if you hit them direct on, but if you get like the explosion damage, I don't know, it's like a 2-3 shot. So they're pretty good for taking out pilots if you're up close. But all in all, the way Monarch plays, she's kind of like the little brother of the Titans. And what I mean by that is, like the little brother, she's gonna try to pick fights with you and annoy you and bully you. But then as soon as you raise your fist, the little brother runs away because he's scared of getting beaten up. That's basically Monarch. She's the little brother. Alright, so right here, this guy just dropped his Titan. So, as a Monarch, I want to create some distance, you know, don't want to be too close. And right now, I'm just trying to fill up that core. As you can see, I'm at 67%. If I get a few good shots in with my primary weapon, I'll be able to fill that up pretty quickly. And right now, I'm just running away from those two Titans because I am one Titan. Those are two Titans, and that's a lot of work. And right here, I see this Scorch, and I actually don't mind attracting his attention because Scorch is he's not very good at long-distance encounters. So if I start poking at his feet with my primary weapon, he's not going to be able to hit me from there. See? He tried. If you see that fire on the ground, that's him trying to hit me, but he couldn't. And look at that, I got some free core charge. Now the Scorch is pushing at me, so I'm trying to run away. I don't want to be in a close range interaction, especially with Scorch. And right there, I don't know if you saw it, I just used my core, and what it does, gives me the upgrade, the extra missiles, but in addition, it also gives me a full shield. On the top of my health bar, that's the shield, gives me a full shield, so pretty useful if you're in a pinch. And right now I'm using that rearm ability because my energy siphon is on cooldown and my missiles are on cooldown, and so are my dashes, so now I get all that back. And if you look right there, that's why I use the missile racks. He's got what, like 1 health bar left. Look at that damage. That's crazy. Hit him like 2 times and then he's doomed. As in, like, he's dead. So right now, if you see those flashing bars, Scorch is in the doom state. And if I run up to him and melee him before the pilot ejects, then I can perform a finisher and Monarch's finisher because she's already good at so much. Her finisher, of course, is the best in the game because you, as the pilot, you pull out a battery from the other Titan, and what that allows you to do is it allows you to regain a little bit of health, a full shield, and charge 20% of your core, in addition to the 15% you already got from killing the pilot and the Titan at once. So, pretty good stuff. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to execute that Scorch because he ejected as soon as he was doomed. But I'll get an execution pretty shortly in this game. And now right here, contrary to the little brother theory of Monarch, I see 2 Titans right here. And because you know me, I like to be aggressive, I like to hold forward, I'm actually gonna engage against these 2 Titans, even though it's a bad idea as a Monarch. Your goal as Monarch is to stay alive, and this isn't a very good way of staying alive. But you know what? I thought I'm on a roll right now. Just took out that Scorch. Let's see what I can do against these guys. So I start out. We're gonna take a look at his health real quick. Just to watch, like, this is why I use the missiles. This is why the missiles are so good. And in the span of not even 2 seconds, I just shredded through 1.5 bars of Scorch's health. And then with my primary, I'm just gonna melt the rest of that off. And now that he's doomed, I'm gonna come in, hit him with the execution. Which means I'm gonna kick that Titan to the side, pull that battery, give myself a full shield, as well as you can see. Oh, well, you can't because I got my core already, but I'm going to also charge up that core, but I already had it fully charged. So now, the thought process here is this Titan right here is a Monarch, like me, but I know that I just hit stage 2 of 3 for my cores, which means that chances are I'm probably stronger than he is, so I can take this guy. I'm not afraid to take this guy. Oh yeah, fun fact about the energy siphon, because this guy just used it on me. If you get hit by it, your sensitivity basically gets reduced down to absolute 0, as in a second hand will rotate faster than you when you try to move your cursor. So I tried to hit him with the missiles, but because he hit me with the energy siphon, I couldn't rotate. I couldn't change where I was aiming at all. And right here, if you can see it, the front, if you can see, like, the front of his head is glowing red. That spot is a weak spot, and if you hit that, then you do more damage. So although we're both hammering at each other with our primary weapons, I'm actually doing more damage because I'm hitting the weak spot. And this is how I'm able to doom him and get him and kill him before he can kill me. And then just to put a perspective on how good this execution is for charging your core, if you look at my meter, it's at 24% when I go in for the execution. When I'm I'm done with the execution. It's at 66% because I pulled that battery, and I got the 15 from the I got the 15% from killing the pilot and the Titan at the same time. So with the battery, pilot, and Titan, in the execution, you get 35% of your core, which is ridiculous. Alright. We're gonna pause right here so we can just examine this situation. And this is an example of how Monarch is good. So this tone right here has 3.5 health bars, roughly. We have 1.5 health bars, roughly. You know what? That's more like 1 health bar, roughly. So this tone has the ratio of health between the tone and me is 3-to-1. Yet, at the end of this, it's gonna be even. Just wait. So what I'm trying to do right now is, after I saw that he was firing at me, I want to try to hit him with my energy siphon ASAP so that I can get some shields, so I can get some shields up so I can tank a couple hits. And then, after I did that, I didn't know if he was still being aggressive or not. In the heat of the moment, I didn't. Watching back the video, you can see that she got scared, the tone got scared and started running away. But I didn't know if she was still there or not. So I dropped an electric smoke to kind of cover me. And I was going to dash behind this pillar so that I could maybe get like a sneak attack kind of thing going on. But she had already gotten the heck out of there. So then I peppered her a little bit with my primary, you know, yada yada. There's an example of the missiles not being very good at range because they have a very low speed for traveling. So you want to use those mostly at close range. Alright. So right here is where the fight shifts into my favor. I'm going to use my 3rd upgrade core, which accelerates the fire rate for my primary weapon. And then at the same time, it's going to give me a full shield at the top of my health bar. And you can just watch how this thing shreds. It's ridiculous. Alright, so right now I'm doomed. So my health bar was gone at this point. She's got, what, 1.5 ticks left? Or pretty much almost 2 ticks left. Just watch my gun, watch my primary weapon shred right here. I went through Tone's particle wall, which is not an easy thing to do, and almost 2 entire health bars for Tone in 2 seconds because of that upgrade. Ridiculous. And then right here, I tried to get in for the execution, but she ended up killing me before I could do it because she used her core. And then I was that close. I was that close to killing her. It's crazy how I was at a 3-to-1 disadvantage and I still almost came out on top. I'll take the Titan kill though. That puts me at 4, I believe, at this point.
Nicely done.
Okay. This is why I hate phase shift. Look at this. This guy was so dead. I saw him right there. I'm like, you're about to get shredded. And then as soon as I fire at him, he phase shifts. I have no clue where he goes. And then right when I'm about to drop my Titan, that happens. I wanted to drop my Titan right there. So right now, I see some people firing at some Titans, and as a Monarch, I'm like, as a baby Monarch, and by baby I mean I don't have any of my upgrades yet, I want to just kind of sit in the back and play the support role so that I can get my core. So I went over there to check out what was going on, and then I saw the Scorch, and I'm like, sick, Scorch. Scorch is the easiest Titan kill. Free execution right there. We take this. Free battery, free core. That was embarrassing. Can't believe I missed that. Potato aim. Okay. So I want you to just look at this. I want you guys to just look at this. Right there across from me, that's my teammate. Also a Monarch. A fully upgraded Monarch. My teammate has different upgrades than me, but look at how fast this health bar is shredded apart. Ridiculous. And then I used my rearm here because I wanted the extra dashes because I was thinking about going in for the execution. And then right as I'm about to execute him, this happens. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about nuclear ejections, or as my friend the tax doctor thinks about them, the baby mechanic. So basically what a nuke eject is when you eject out of your Titan, you take a little bit longer to get out, but your Titan makes a giant explosion which does a ton of damage. So the Ronin, I was about to execute him, but he phase dashed, which is like a phase shift but for a Titan. And he dropped the smoke to give him cover, and then he started to nuke eject. If this shield was on my health bar, then I would be like a full health Titan. I just want you guys to watch my health bar during this whole thing. And mind you, there was nothing I could do. I had no dashes, no anything. Yeah. I'd call that a baby mechanic too. It's quite the hard-earned kill there by that guy. Gotta say, you really deserved that one. Just kidding. Screw you. It really sucks though, because if you look at my health bar, like, as a Monarch, I am in great shape right now. I already have my first upgrade, barely took any damage, pretty much full shield. I am looking great right now. And I'd just gotten in my Titan too. And then just like that, I lost it to a baby mechanic, which kind of sucks. But you know what? It's just a game. Alright, so right here is, in my opinion, a perfect example of hip firing versus aiming down the sights. So, right now, I'm moving really fast, and this guy's really close to me, so I want to hip fire so that I can turn around quicker and track him better. And that's what I do. And then I didn't quite finish him off, but I can see him peeking up there. And he's kind of far away, and since I'm on the ground and I'm not moving anywhere, I'm going to aim down the sights here because it's easier for me to be accurate. And then that's how I got the kill. For those of you interested about how to aim in this game, I think I'm not an expert yet by any means, but I feel like that's a good example of when to choose between hip firing and not hip firing. I hate Tone. I hate Tone so much. She's so carried. Yeah, so that's a one-shot if you hit the pilot with it. But then, if you miss and hit the ground, it creates an explosion, which those explosions are two shots. She's so carried. I hate it. So, typically when you drop your Titan, you want to drop your Titan somewhere where you're not by other Titans so that you don't get spawn killed. So, my very smart self decided to drop my Titan right by this Reaper, who's an annoyance to deal with, and right by this Ronin that I didn't know was existing. Alright, and here we will talk about the little Timmy strategy with Monarch, and that's the runaway strategy that I was talking about earlier. So, right here, I see this Ronin engaging me, and I have no dashes left, no energy siphon, no rockets, no nothing. So the first order of business is to use my rearm ability to get all that stuff back. So I did that. Now, he's behind me. So what I end up doing is dropping my electric smoke, which will do some extra damage to him as he comes through to chase me. And now the next order of business is to hit him with my energy siphon so that it makes it hard for him to turn around. Or I can try and hit him with rockets too, I guess so. But you'll see here, he's gonna dash toward me, but since he can't turn around, he's gonna be facing away from, he's gonna have his back to me this whole time, which allows me to get a ton of free damage in. Like, look, see right there, he wasn't able to turn around. So now he's just sitting there, like, he's just awkwardly sitting there like that, and he doesn't really know where I am, so I'm just getting a ton of free shots in. And look at that health bar, that thing's shredded. Right when I saw him phase dash, I remembered this was the guy that nuke ejected me earlier, so I wasn't gonna chase after him again. And then this is just unfortunate that this Scorch just happened to see me, you know what I'm saying? This one's pretty much just a lost cause. It's gonna be hard to beat this Scorch one-on-one. And then it's especially harder when a pilot from the other team jumps onto my back and takes out one of my batteries. In the process of trying to run away from the enemy Scorch, I had to hunker down to try and kill the pilot with my electric smoke, but then he had already jumped off with the battery, so now I'm doomed. And I got very lucky. I don't know if you could see, but right here I saw things were shooting at me. Yeah, I had about yay much health left by the time I got out. See my health bar? I got very lucky. I had barely any health left. I had a Tone firing at me on the right, I think. Either a Tone or a Reaper, I'm not sure. Had Scorch firing at me from straight ahead. Had something else firing. Had a Monarch firing at me from the left. I was in big trouble and I ejected just in time. Alright, so right there, I saw that explosion, and I knew there was a Scorch right there earlier. I saw that explosion, so I'm like, oh, Scorch is dead. That means it's safe for me to drop my Titan over here. All I gotta do is get my Titan, which means kill this pilot, which I did by forcing him out of his hiding like a bitch, and then killing him. So I saw that Scorch die, and I'm like, this is a perfect spot to drop my Titan. And then here comes the other Scorch from God knows where, probably around the corner. That's just unfortunate. We'll say though, interesting fact, you can actually, as your Titan's falling down, you can actually grapple onto them and start getting into them before they hit the ground. It looks kind of funny. Just thought I'd show you that, but now the Scorch is here, and that's no fun. And I panicked and mashed X. Like you can see, I panicked right when I got into my Titan. I panicked and started mashing X, which is my button to dash, and wasted both of my dashes right away. So then, I'm scared right now because Scorch's Inferno Shield, or Flame Shield, really good. Like so quickly, it already took out a quarter of my health. So, after I see he got close, I used my rearm ability so I could get my dashes back. And as I started dashing away, I was able to slow him down with the energy siphon, but of course I get jumped by a Reaper to my left and a Tone to my right. And it was just downhill from here. There was nothing I could do. That was just unfortunate. I just wanted to play my Titan. But whatever, sometimes it happens. And then, to clutch the game right here, saw this Scorch had a sliver of health left, so I'm like, you know what? If I shoot him a couple times with my mag launcher, I can make him scared and eject. And that's exactly what he did. He got scared and ejected, and I won the game just like that. And there you go. That's, including that last one, that's 8 Titan kills. And then this happened. Yeah, he got me with this Spitfire. You love to see it. But if you guys made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoy content like this, please leave a like. I'd be happy to make more commentary videos like these. And please subscribe so that you can see when I upload next. I plan to have another video out later this week. And with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one.